ለመማር ወደ ትምህርት ተቋም መሄድ ግድ አይደለም። ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ
ራሳችሁን ከኮሮና ቫይረስ ወረርሽኝ እየጠበቃችሁ በቤታችሁ ወይም በተመቻችሁ ቦታ በኢንተርኔት አማካኝነት በኦንላይን ትምህርታችሁን መከታተል ትችላላችሁ።
ካናዳ ከሚገኘው ኢንተርናሽናል ኤር ትራንስፖርት አሶሲዬሽን አያታና ከእንግሊዙ ኢንስቲትዩት ኦፍ ኮመርሻል ማኔጅመንት ICM ጋር በመተባበር የሚሰጡ ትምህርቶችን ተከታትላችሁ በ6 ወር ጊዜ በዓለም አቀፍ ደረጃ ተቀባይነት ያለውን የስልጠና ማስረጃ ባለቤት መሆን ይቻላል።
ልምድ ባላቸው መምህራን እየተማራችሁ ጥያቄና መልስ የክፍል ስራዎች ፈተና መፈተን ክፍል ውስጥ እንዳላችሁት አይነት በኦንላይን ባላችሁበት ቦታ ከናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ
የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ
We are on page 82. We are talking about position reporting. Elements of position reports are aircraft identification, position, time, level, next position, and estimated time. Do you by chance remember the example? Yeah, right. Can you go ahead with the example? Yes? Okay, Rosina.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
If Yared cannot answer, you will come in,
Ethiopia
please.
600 position.
Supposing, okay, let me give you an example. An aircraft is Japan Air 500. You can write it, Japan Air 500, Addis Bombay. The position you will mention is 60 east. 60 east, that's the position. Time is 1100. Level 370. Next position, Bombay itself, 1300. Go ahead, Yared.
Okay. Ethiopia 600 position. Ethiopia, Addis, Kenya.
No, I didn't say.
It's east or west.
No, I didn't say Addis Kenya. Did I say Addis Kenya? I said Addis Bombay.
Okay, can you repeat what you say?
I gave you Addis
Can't
Bombay.
remember myself. Okay. Position Addis Bombay.
No, position is
east.
not Addis Bombay. No, Yared. Start all over again. Don't mix up, please. Aircraft identification.
Okay. Aircraft identification. Japan 600 position. Addis Bombay.
Why Addis
Six
Bombay?
east.
Addis Bombay is the flight already. Position is 60 east. 60 east, 1100. I already gave you. Why don't you write it? Write it. Position 60 east at 1100. Level 370. Next position, Bombay 1300. Of course, UTC. If it is not clear, ask me. Okay, go ahead now.
Position 608.
No,
Time,
all over,
1100.
start all over.
Level-
Yared, break. Yared, start all over again. When you give example, you have to make it complete example. Don't cut it down into pieces.
Okay.
Start now.
Aircraft identification. Japan Air 600 position. Addis Bombay 60 east.
No, why do you say Addis
Time.
Bombay? Why do you say Addis Bombay? We have already discussed the flight is Addis Bombay. We have already talked about it. Position is 60 East.
Okay. Aircraft identification, Japan Air 600, position 60 East, time 1100, level 370, next position, Bombay 1300.
That's it. Okay. Now, there are things which you have to drop down, like say position and all those like. Just wait a minute. Oh, okay. Nadir, good morning. Nadir. I can see him. Nadir. All right. Listen properly. I'll say again. Japan Air. I'll
Good
say
morning, teacher.
Bombay. Good morning.
Yes,
good morning.
teacher.
How-
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you all right this morning? Are you all right this morning? You don't hear me. Okay. I'm calling. I am Japan Air 600. Japan, Bole Tower. This is Japan Air 600. Position 60 East. 1100. Level 370. Estimate Bombay 1300. Go ahead. That's all. Okay, Rosina, can you give me another example with another flight number? This is
Okay.
strictly because it involves the dispatcher.
Okay. ET 500. ET 500.
Yes.
Position 60 East. Level 390.
Position 60 East. What time? Time.
Time 0600.
Mhm.
Level 370.
Okay.
Next
Next what?
next position
Bombay,
Next.
of course.
to it's from Addis to Dubai. Next position
No, I said Bombay. Next position, Bombay, 1300. When I say something, write it down so that you can apply it. Write it down.
okay. I thought that you said another example.
Yeah, but the point of departure and destination is the same.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, it's not a big issue. I will always give you point of departure and destination, otherwise you cannot know. The flight could be Addis Frankfurt, Addis Khartoum, Addis Nairobi, Addis anywhere. Okay, Nadir, is that clear? Nadir, very busy today. Nadir,
Yes, teacher.
yeah, you are very busy. I can see you. How do you read me?
It's 5. Readability is 5.
What? Readability. Readability.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We are next position. Go to page. Okay, page 83. Nadir, can you read for us? Page 83.
Yes.
Please read for us.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay.
100 words per minute. Don't forget. Don't be
Okay.
slow. Don't be very fast.
Okay. A flight plan from based on the model in Appendix 2 should be provided and should be used by operators and air traffic services units for the purpose of completing flight plans.
You are very fast and words are not clear. You are very fast and
Okay.
words are not clear.
Okay.
Can you improve?
Yes. A flight plan from based on the model in Appendix 2 should be provided and should be used by operators and air traffic services units for the purpose of completing flight plans.
Okay. Okay, the whole idea is a flight plan is a plan for your flight. Very simple. As the name implies up there, flight plan. It's the plan of the flight. If you want to go to Tokyo, Addis Tokyo, you prepare a flight plan. It has so many items, so many items. I will show you when the time permits, maybe on board, or I'll bring photocopies of the ICAO flight plan. Actually, it's too early for you now, but for the sake of understanding what a flight plan exactly looks like, I'll bring and show you. I promise I will do. Okay, a flight plan form based on the model in Appendix 2, which I will bring, I have already promised, should be provided and should be used by operators and air traffic services units for the purpose of completing flight plans. Who are operators? Rosina,
Yes, teacher.
what does it mean, operator? Radio operator or what? It says by operators and air traffic services. What is operator? You read?
It's ours, like dispatchers.
Huh?
Dispatchers.
No. What is Yared? What is operator? Nadir?
Teacher,
First
aircraft
assessment, the person
operator.
Huh? What is it, Nadir? If you cannot understand operator, you cannot understand the whole sentence.
Teacher, aircraft. No, aircraft operator is the owner of the aircraft.
Yes, that is a company. Ethiopian Airlines is the operator. National Airways is the operator. Japan Air is the operator. The agency. That is very important. You have to know that. Unless you understand what operator is, everywhere you will see this operator name. On every page, practically, you will see that word because it's very important. Operator is a company. So it says this flight plan has to be used or should be used by operators and air traffic service units for the purpose of completing flight plans. Whenever any company, any charterer plans to travel, say, from Addis to New York with his own aircraft, he has to file a flight plan. File a flight plan and give it to air traffic control service units. As I told you, these units are either tower, approach, or area control service, ACC. Usually, there is a briefing office, what they call the NOTAM office. It differs from place to place. It differs from Africa to Europe. It differs from Europe to America. It differs wherever you go. The setup differs. Sometimes you don't see any NOTAM office. Sometimes you don't see any briefing office. Sometimes you don't even see the tower, control tower office. You don't see. So whatever the case, there should be a place where you find a flight plan and give it to the authority, where the authority looks at the flight plan of your flight, Addis, New York. If the flight plan is complete, he will give you the copy. He will take the original. It's made in 3 copies, actually. It's prepared in 3 copies. One, they will give you the flight dispatcher or the crew, whoever finds the flight plan. 1 copy. 1 copy is taken by the control tower. 1 copy remains in their office there. So that is a flight plan. A flight plan is a paper on which plans are prepared regarding your flight, Addis, New York, Addis, Tokyo, or Addis, Frankfurt, Addis, Nairobi, Addis, Senegal, Dakar, wherever it is, it does not matter. You have to find a flight plan. Without finding a flight plan, no flight leaves Addis Ababa. No flight. Is that clear? You're it.
Very clear.
Okay, very good. Next page. ICAO flight plan 4. ICAO means, Rosina?
Yes, teacher.
ICAO means?
International Civil Aviation Organization.
International Civil Aviation Organization. Perfect. Okay. Let's go to the literature. This is a form ICAO. It means ICAO. This is a form students need to know. You people, students need to know how to fill out, but not memorize it. It's not necessary to memorize. If you want to memorize everything, it's all right, but there is no necessity for you to memorize. Everything is there in black and white. Type of aircraft, flight level, airspeed, type of rules, the rules you are following, IFR or VFR, amount of fuel, number of passengers on board, emergency frequencies, navigational aids. Everything is there. When I bring the ICAO flight plan, you'll understand better. We'll photocopy or we'll somehow post it on the screen so that you can see it properly. No problem. The reference source for this law located in PAN's document 444 Appendix 2. Okay, that's the document where you can get the flight plan. It's not a big issue. Flight plan, wherever you are looking for, refer to document 444. Document 444 is a big manual. I have seen it. It's very big. It has so many things in it. To read it, it will take you 2 years maybe, most probably. But one of the items in there is a flight plan, ICAO flight plan. Next page. ICAO flight plan, definition. Yared, can you read for us? Definition. Yared. Yared.
Yes, Mister.
Yes, please be here. If you are in class, be in class. Let's be in class, please. Not think of something else. Otherwise, your idea will be divided and you will never concentrate on the subject we are discussing on. Please concentrate on the ICAO flight plan we are discussing about. Would you read for us the definition?
Okay. Specified information provided to air traffic service relative to an intended flight or portion of a flight of an aircraft.
Yes, go ahead. Next.
Allows flight to controlled areas, provides a data base should search and rescue be needed.
Okay. What do you think the speed of your reading would be? What would be your speed? Tell me roughly.
About my speed of reading?
Yeah. It's not 100 words per minute.
Maybe I'm slow.
It's around 170. 170. We are very fast. Very fast. Rosina, can you read for me? Definition.
Okay, teacher. Specified information provided to air traffic service relative to an intended flight or portion of a flight of an aircraft. Allows flight into controlled areas, provides a database should search and rescue be needed.
Okay, that's better at least. It's around 120 or something like that. It's better. It's better. Okay. Definition. Specified information provided to air traffic services. Don't forget comma. That's very, very vital. That's where you should pause. It's for a purpose there. Comma, semicolon, colon. They are very, very important for your understanding. Specified information provided to air traffic services relative to an intended flight or portion of a flight of an aircraft. Allows flight into controlled areas, provides a database should search and rescue be needed. Okay. As the definition specifies for any flight, for any intended flight, or portion of a flight, that means if the flight is not completed. It could be part of a flight. We'll come later on how partial it could be. Don't worry. Regardless of whatever it is, whether a complete flight plan or partial flight plan, the ICAO flight plan has to be submitted. In case of search and rescue, also, if you look in the database, you'll get it there also. For the sake of search and rescue purposes. What is search and rescue? Why? What for? What is search and rescue? Nadir.
Yes, teacher. Yes,
What
teacher.
is, you just join those words. You just join those words. Search and rescue. What is search?
Search means finding something.
Very good. Very good. That's all. Find something. Rescue.
Rescue means the danger or the disaster.
You save. Saving.
Yes, saving, yeah.
So find and save. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Search and rescue. You just join those words. in case there is a communication failure between the air traffic controller and the aircraft. There are stages, of course, alert phase, urgency phase, or distress phase. There are phase. Of all, you have already finished the distress phase also. There is a possibility this aircraft might have crashed. The first thing they refer to is the flight plan, ICAO flight plan. What kind of equipment does the aircraft have on board? You have already filed emergency frequency, rescue, like life raft, life jackets, and all the like. The first thing they refer to is that equipment for search and rescue purposes. So the most important document they refer to is ICAO flight plan. Is that clear, Yared?
Yes, Mr.
Yes. It helps you. It shows the journey of the flight as far as it is under normal conditions. But if there is communication failure, or if there is doubt that this aircraft might have crashed somewhere, so to refer to the database, you have to have the flight plan filed. That's very important. It's for a purpose there. ICAO flight plan required for, you see column there, required for, then all these items are referring to situations where you should file a flight plan. If you are flights on airways, you have to file a flight plan. If you are in controlled airspace, you have to file a flight plan. Just read those things. Let me give you time. All these items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 items. If you are dealing with these things, you have to file a flight plan. ATC flight plan. ICAO flight plan. Look at them properly. Okay. Flights on airways. Airway, as you understand, or as I've told you, is the airway. It's the road in the sky. It has a width of approximately 8 nautical miles. 8 nautical miles ስፋት አለው, roughly. An airway is the road in the sky for all flights to go through. If an aircraft already has filed a flight plan, Addis, Roma, or Addis, Greece, whatever it is, and is flying on airways, it has, somebody is coming in, okay. So ICAO flight plan is required for flights on airways. An airway is a road in the sky through which a flight flies. Masmarano, I will bring you a chart. I will bring you anyway. Maybe it's not convenient anyway for you. I don't know how to. There are big things, you know. They are very wide, about 3 meters wide, 4 meters wide. I don't know how to post it on the screen here. It's the flight plan, I can do it, but charts, I cannot do it. I don't know how to show you. Anyway, an airway is a road in the sky for all flights. Supposing if an aircraft flies Addis Bombay, it has its own airway, it has its own route with a name. Say, example, V777, Addis Bombay. I'm giving you an example. Flight is flying Addis Asmara, Green Golf 650. Another flight, you have Addis Khartoum. Maybe it's November 445. Addis Nairobi, southbound. You have another airway. Whenever you find HC flight plan, the airway has to be there in the flight plan. It has to be mentioned. So until the flight takes off, from the time the aircraft takes off from point of departure until it lands at point of destination, it goes through airways. ICAO flight plan should be submitted. For flights making intermediate stop, supposing an aircraft passenger wants to fly from Addis to Frankfurt, but intermediate stop at Rome, the aircraft flies Addis Rome, intermediate stop, and then continues to Frankfurt. Okay. So the flight plan you have already filed works, it serves from point of departure up to destination Rome only. In Rome, now you have to file another flight plan, Rome Frankfurt. Is that clear? Clear? Yeah, right. Okay.
That's very clear.
Okay. ICAO flight plan. Now, without interrupting it, let me continue. Flights on airways, you need all controlled air spaces, whether IFR or VFR. If an aircraft is flying through controlled airspace, whether IFR or VFR, flight plan should be submitted. Controlled airspace is a space where there is air control service, flight control service. Flight control service የሚሰጥበት area controlled airspace ነው የሚባለው. An area where controlled air traffic control service is provided is called controlled airspace. Positive control means climb, descend, clear to land, clear for takeoff. These are air traffic control services. So where these services are provided, whether you are IFR flight or VFR flight, regardless, you have to file a flight plan. That's what it says. It's a regulation by civil aviation. Flight within air traffic control service, I have already given you where the service is provided. Flight within designated area. They designate it for you. And once you know that area is designated, you have to file a flight plan. As far as you know that it's designated. The air traffic controller on ground, they will tell you, the briefing officers, the NOTAM officers are there for this to inform you any kind of information about the flight. They'll give you any kind of information, no worry. But it's for you students now, since you are fresh from school, we have to feed you here with proper information so that you can talk to all pilots and air traffic controllers on equal footing. ምንም ሳትጨነቁ ደረታችሁን ነፍታችሁ እንድትነጋገሩ ነው። ይሄ ሁሉ ምንጫጫው። ኦኬ flight within designated area, flight along designated route, the same thing. Any flight across international borders. What's international border? Rosina, can you give me an example? Any example? What's international border? Okay, Jared. Nadir.
Yes,
Nadir
teacher.
has to add.
There is, I think, you can hear me, yeah, teacher? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you 5. I
Okay.
hear you 5.
Okay, so let me try. You said international border means every country he controls the area, the sky above on his land, so that if that is outside of his land area, it is called international border, like the ocean, like the Indian Ocean or Pacific.
No. This is simply international border. What is the meaning?
It's an area which is allowed. It's an area which is allowed all aircrafts to fly safely without the permission.
No. I'm not talking about a flight plan. I'm talking about international border. What is it? International border is a place between two countries. That's all. Moyale is a border between Ethiopia and Kenya.
Yes.
That's all. That's international border. If you go to Addis Khartoum, maybe Port Sudan is international border or something like that. It's very simple. Nadir,
Yes, teacher. Yes.
is Hargeisa international border between Ethiopia and... No, it's very simple. Tell me, is it on the
No.
border or already inside Somalia?
Yeah, it's inside Somalia.
Inside Somalia, okay. Maybe the
I think
border...
Wachale. It's Wachale.
Uchale.
Yes.
Okay, that's the border. That's international border. It's very simple. Unless you understand those terms, you cannot proceed. Otherwise, you will garble, Okay,
Yes.
So we have understood now about international border. There is a border between Ethiopia and Sudan. There is a border between Ethiopia and Eritrea. There is a border between Ethiopia and Kenya. International border. So if you are crossing that border, it says now, once you have understood international border, let me explain. If the flight is crossing international border, you have to file ATC flight plan. Supposing a flight is going from Addis to Moyale, it's not required. It's not forced to file a flight plan. It's not forced because it did not cross Ethiopian boundary. But if it goes beyond Moyale, then it has to file a flight plan. That's what it says. Finished. if required by appropriate ATC authority. If the ATC authority requires, even if it is not within from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even if it is not within that 6 points, 6 items, if the ATC requires you to file an ATC flight plan, you have to file ATC flight plan. I think it's not clear. Rosie,
Yes, teacher.
you have any question, please?
No, no question. It's clear.
It's clear?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We go to next page. Ooh, it's not clear. You see, the flight plan to your right is the one I was talking to, IQ flight plan, but you cannot see it properly. You have to have a magnifying glass. I don't think. And nobody can look at it. You cannot see it. I have to have means to make you reach these flight plans, you know, unless you look at it properly, physically. Everybody in person, it's very difficult. That is the most important item in the flight dispatch history. That is the most important item. Whatever you do, whatever calculation you do, whatever plan you do, you have to use this flight plan. The one to the right. It's very, very vital. Maybe if one of you come to the office, say tomorrow, I can bring it here tomorrow and give it to the registrar. He might reproduce the flight plan and give you. It's not important now, actually. It's not very important now. There is a time when we need it 100%. Then you have to have it physically. It's just for your information now. Okay, changes to a flight plan. Changes to flight plan. You have already changed it. You have already filed the flight plan. Say Addis, Nairobi, you have already filed. Departure 1100, you have already filed. 1100 UTC. You have given it to Bole Tower. But if you have a change to that flight plan, that literature tells you what to do. Changes to flight plan. Submitted IFR, VFR flight shall be reported as soon as practical to Air Traffic Services Unit. You have filed with Air Traffic Controller that you have a flight Addis Nairobi, departure 1100, fuel that much, number of passengers, about 20 information in the flight plan. If you have any change, it says the control tower has to know. That's what it's saying. The control tower has to know. Any significant change submitted to VFR flight shall be reported as soon as practical to Air Traffic Service Unit. Special. Any change to VFR flight, as the case is serious, it has to be communicated. It has to be told. It has to be transmitted to the control tower of Bole. Rosie, what is the difference between IFR and VFR?
IFR is instrument flight rule. VFR is visual flight rule.
Very good. But what do they mean? How do you explain the difference verbally in your own words?
If the weather is not good, we have to use the visual flight rule.
If the weather is not good, then you have to use IFR.
Now we have to use the IFR, not.
Okay, Yared. Oh, it's all right, Rosie. Okay, Yared.
Okay. I4 and V4 are IFR means it's instrumental flight rule. V4 visual flight rule. It means when the pilot is fly, when he see by his naked eyes, that we call it visual flight rule. And when the pilot flies and near to instrumental support, that we call it instrumental flight rule.
That's better, better. Nadir has a better explanation, I'm sure. Yes, Nadir.
Yes, teacher. I think the idea it's almost the same. So IFR, instrument flight rules, means also it's the same like instrument meteorological condition, which allows properly equipped aircraft to be flown under to be flown under instrumental meteorological condition. So this is IFR is like instrument which is found properly equipped. That means most of the aircraft they can't get IFR, but the IFE which are set of regulations which pilot operates in aircraft in wheel conditions, which allows the pilot to see where the aircraft is going. That means it doesn't need VIR, it doesn't need instrument, visual instrument rules. It doesn't need for instrumental aircraft. So the IFR is deeply concerned and clear for the pilot.
Okay, anyway. Yared has explained it. Yared has explained it. And your idea is the same, but in short, instrument flight rules. It's a flight which refers to instruments for any kind of operation. It refers to the instruments, not visually. It does not want to look through the windows of the aircraft when flying. There is no need. He refers to the instruments already installed in the aircraft. Any kind of flight, VOR, very high frequency omnidirectional radio range. That's VOR. Oh, beacon, DME, distance measuring equipment, ILS, instrument landing system. All those things, he refers to them. With these aids, he makes the landing, he makes the takeoff. Visual flight rules, he strictly refers to visual flying. He refers to the rivers, the lakes, the seas, the mountains, the hills, as he flies. Now I'm over Shashamani. He looks at the land, the structure of the land. He looks at Yerer, he looks at the mountain. I am over Jimma. He has a chart actually. He has a chart. He refers, he counter checks with the chart he has on board already. But he looks out of the window. The co-pilot also looks out of the window. And they confirm to each other that that position is correct. Jimma. It's Agaro maybe. It's Tepi. It's Moyale or something like that. Visually. Visual flight rules. General notes. All writing is talking about flight plan, don't forget. It's talking about ICAO flight plans, about these flight plans. Submitted IFRF. All writing in ICAO letters. No, sorry. All writing in capital letters, no small letters there. In ICAO flight plan, no small letter, because it's very confusing. It has to be capital letters, clear capital letters, with no flowery situations. ይሄ ጎባጣ ቁልፍ ምናምን ኮረኮንቻ ምናምን የለው። Just the normal capital letters there, next. No flowery situation. አበባ የለው ምናምን የለው ምናምን የለው ቀንድ የለው ቁልጭ ያለ ሌተር ደረቁ all times in 4 digits UTC, Universal Time Coordinated. These are very important. All letters in capital, all digits in UTC, all times in UTC. All elapsed times, all estimated elapsed time in bracket there, in 4 digits. The hour and the minute, you have to write it together. 1025. You have to write 1025. Never write 25 because we don't know what hour it is. That's what it's saying. These things are very important. Watch out. Mark it. Jared, mark it properly. All writing capital. Time UTC. Elapsed time UTC. 4 digits. Don't forget. Filing flight plans. Ethiopian AIP states flight plans submitted to flight by okay. What is AIP? It's not surprising if you don't know. Don't worry, you are students. If you know, I'll be very happy. If you don't know, I'll explain. What's AIP? Okay, let's not waste time. It's aeronautical. Write it. Write it. I don't see you writing it. Write. Aeronautical information publication. Write it. Aeronautical information publications. It's a manual. AIP is very, very, very popular. It is where you can get all kinds of information regarding air traffic control, meteorology, navigation, payment of any kind of service, everything. That is aeronautical information publication. If an aircraft flies, say, from Addis to Khartoum, he flies through the air, isn't it? He has to pay for navigation in the space, Ethiopian space and Sudan air, and Sudan space. Where does he refer? He refers to the AIP. That's where the payment is. That's where you can get the amount of the charge. airport charge, navigation charge, air traffic control service, definitions, meteorology, NOTA, notice to airmen, weight and balance, not weight and balance, it's not there. Navigation, yes, communication, everything is there. Aeronautical information publication. That is the manual. Now, once you know about it, let's read what it's talking about. Ethiopian AIP states flight plans submitted in flight by a HFRTF must be in 20 minutes prior to entry into control area or zone. The HFRTF must be in 10 minutes prior to entry into control area or zone. Anybody could guess before I explain? Let me give you 3 minutes to read properly and guess. Don't give everything for the instructor. Try to outsmart the instructor. And then outsmart ለማድረግ ሞክሩ. That is the best way.
Let me read it.
Not reading all. No, I want the explanation. If you don't understand the abbreviations, yes, I will give you. HF means high frequency. Okay. Other RTF means radio telephone, which you know. Yeah. It's a telephone through which you send radio signals.
I think the high frequency radiophonic must be ready before it enter to control their area zone.
What?
The high frequency radiophonic must be ready before it enters to another area zone and check.
Okay, it's all right. Let's not kill time. Usually, HF is high frequency. It has range. It goes far, long distance. Okay, VHF is very high frequency. Terrain obstructs it. Okay, based on that, supposing you have a flight around, let us say, Ogaden area, where there is no control tower, where there is no NOTAM office, where there is no ATIS or something like that, where there is no service at all. But you want to file ATC flight plan, not by paper, not through the flight plan, I told you, but through radio. Through radio, you can file a flight plan. You don't give all those items, but you give some important items, like the fuel, if the flight is IFR or VFR, how many passengers it has on board, amount of fuel it has, cruising speed, the flight level or the altitude it's maintaining. Supposing, I don't know, from a flight is departing Kabridar bound for Dredawa, let us say, okay? That's a desert area. Kabridar to Dredawa. Dredawa is a control zone. Control zone is a controlled area where there is air traffic control service. It has a boundary, of course. Control zone has a boundary on the chart. If you refer to AIP, AIP will show you the control space where in coordinates, this much north, that much east, this much west, that much. It will tell you everything. That's why we refer to AIP. Okay. A flight takes off from Argesh, from Kabridar, bound for Dredawa. It did not file HC flight plan, but it wants Dredawa to know about its arrival there. So, if it is transmitting to Dredawa on HF, listen properly now. If it is transmitting to Dredawa on HF, which has a long range, it should do this at least 20 minutes before it reaches Dredawa. Supposing arrival time Dredawa is 0900, minus 20 minutes is 0840. Yes, Yared? Is that clear? Hey, Yared, you are thinking something else.
Clear. No,
Huh?
no.
Will you read back? Read back, read back. What did I say? Read back. Huh?
High frequency radio telephony must be in 20 minutes prior to enter into a control area or zone.
Yes. That aircraft, if it has HF, it will contact the radar 20 minutes before reaching the control zone. And tell to the radar, it has departed Kabridar, the flight level that much, fuel that much, number of passengers that much, estimating the radar 0900, at least 20 minutes before arriving the radar. So the time it transmits should be at least 0840. If it has only VHF, since it cannot contact the radar 20 minutes ahead, it will only tell the radar 10 minutes before crossing the control zone. Is that clear? Rosie?
Yes, teacher, it's clear.
It's clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have a question. Rosie, you are
Yes.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, flight is Somali 200. Somali 200 departed Kabridar, bound for the radar. Okay. Is estimating the radar 1200. 1200. Has HF on board. Has HF on board. Flight level 120. Number of passengers on board 15. Go ahead, Rosie. Let's hear what you say.
Can you say it again, teacher, please? Sorry.
Okay. Can you tell her, Nadir, did you listen properly?
Even for me, teacher, I didn't hear it well, really.
Is my transmission fast?
No,
or-
no, but not your transmission, but sometime the internet it was becoming like disturbed.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
it's not about you.
Okay. MashaAllah. Okay, no problem. Somali 200 is the flight. Is estimating the radar 1200. Flight level 120. Number of passengers on board 15. Has HF on board. Go ahead, Rosie.
It have to be in 1140. If it is HF,
How do you transmit? Okay, transmit. Don't worry. You can make a mistake. We can correct it. Call the radar tower. Why do you fear? You are Somali 200.
yeah.
Call the Okay, Rosie, you are the radar tower. I am calling you. Listen. The radar, this is Somali 200. I'm calling you. You are the radar.
Okay.
Tell me. Somali 200, the radar, go ahead. Tell me.
It's radar tower.
No, you are Somali, you are the radar. I'm giving you an example. You are the radar tower.
Okay.
I am Somali 200. The radar tower, this is Somali 200. Oh, okay.
Somali Tower, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Finished. Very simple. Okay, this is Somali 200. I am from Kabridar to Dredawa. Estimating the radar 1200. Flight level 120. Passengers on board 15. Rosie, what is the time I am transmitting now? What should be the time?
1140.
Yes, 1140. Correct. If you don't have HF on board, if it is only VHF, what would be the time?
1150.
Perfect. Perfect, honey. Perfect. Perfect. 1150. That's all. That's what he's talking about. Very simple. Next page. Relevant weather information terms, VFR. Aerodrome weather. It's repeating the same thing we were talking yesterday. Anyway, surface wind number, degrees, speed units. Wind at level, number, degrees. Kilometers per hour, no, we are not using that. Note, wind is always expressed by giving the mean, direction, and speed, and any significant variations thereof. Visibility, distance, direction. Okay. Runway visual range, RVR, number, distance, units. Okay. Runway visual range, okay. Not available or not reported, very good. Runway visual range or RVR runway number, first position, distance, units, second, okay. We have been discussing about this thing. Surface wind, you give it in direction. Say 250, 05 knots. 250 is the direction, 10 knots is the speed. Surface wind direction, where the wind comes from, in the speed. Very simple. Can you give me another example fast, Nadir?
Wind direction to east 350 degree, speed 200 knots per kilometer.
200 knots. That is the speed of the aircraft. Hey, you are going to...
No. The speed of aircraft.
Correct it.
I know it is almost 500.
Give us another direction. Give us another example.
The number speed.
Any direction. Yared, come on, get it. Yared. Come on.
300 degree, 25 knots.
Very good. Fast. Rosina, come on.
250 degree,
Ah,
320 knots.
okay. Very good. 050 knots, 050 degrees to the east. If it is to the south, 180 degrees, 1 knot, 10 knots. If it is to the west, 250, 230. It's very simple. But never more than 360 degrees. The maximum is 360 or 000. Okay, wind at. It's talking about level. So wind at level 250 is talking about the wind at 25,000 feet. The same thing. You give the direction and the speed. Who will give you that? Aircraft usually. Because they have gone through it and they have already detected it in the cockpit. It will give them the ground speed. They have the true air speed minus the ground speed minus the true air speed is already the direction and the speed of the wind. It's very simple. Note, wind is always expressed by giving the mean average. Mean means average. The mean, because it sometimes changes from 050 to 110. From 110 maybe 180, the direction. It does not stay in one place. So you take the mean, the average. The mean direction speed, insignificant variation thereof. The same with the speed. If the speed is 10 knots 2 minutes ago, now it is 20 knots, and then after 10 minutes it's 15, you take the mean, the average. Visibility. Distance, units, direction. What is visibility, Yared? Okay. Rosina? በአማርኛም ልትነግሩኝ ትችላላችሁ። I will explain later on to Nadir. ምን ነው visibility? What is visibility?
የማየት የሚታየን ነገር ማለት የማየት እንትናችን
ጥሩ ነው ግን ምን ኦኬ ሚቴዎሮሎጂ ላይ ሜትሮሎጂ አይደለም ሚቴዎሮሎጂ watch out I don't want to hear from you meteorology meteorology you have learned it in meteorology about this word visibility is very popular.
Feasibility, feasibility in meteorology, feasibility is a measure of the distance in which you can see the object is clearly. Maybe like the pilot. the pilot in the cockpit can see it clearly. Mostly it may be, if it is well,
No, you
10 kilometers.
No, you have also visibility. Okay. Visibility is the farthest distance you can see with your naked eye. መነጽር ሳታደርጉ ነው። Visibility on ground ግድ የለም። Visibility is the farthest distance you can see an object with the naked eye. ለምሳሌ አዲስ የተሰራው የባንክ ኮመርሻል ባንክ I'll explain Nadir to you later on, don't worry. Commercial bank, you know, the new commercial bank, the tallest building in town.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
It's about a 60
I know.
story building.
Yeah.
If you can see that, it means visibility is around 3 kilometers or 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers. That is the furthest distance of the object you can see with the naked eye. Naked eye. If you can see it with a glass, then it's not visibility. It's something else. Visibility differs from direction to direction. It could be a good visibility to the north, but very bad to the south. Visibility to the west, visibility to the north, but you have to say, to mention the distance. Japan Air 650, this is Bole Tower. The visibility to the north is about 5 kilometers, but to the south, it's very good. It's about 20 kilometers. So you are telling him the visibility with the direction. I think it's clear. Rosie.
It's clear, teacher.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Nadir has a question. Yes, Nadir, shoot. Nadir, you have a question? Nadir?
Yeah, no, teacher. It's clear, teacher. Okay.
Okay.
No, teacher.
Runway visual range.
Clear.
RVR. There is interference in my headset. I don't know. Who is talking? Somebody is talking. I don't know.
Yes, teacher. It's clear. No.
Okay. Runway visual range or RVR, runway number, distance, units. Okay. Runway visual range. Room. Yared.
Yes, Mr.
What is RVR? Runway visual range. What is
RVR is the distance over which the pilot of an aircraft on the center line of the runway they can see.
Not necessarily on the center of the runway. Anyway, it's the distance the pilot can see from the cockpit. Very good. Okay, I buy the idea. Okay. Not available or not reported. Runway visual range or RVR runway number, first position, distance, units. Second position, distance, units. Third position, distance, units. It depends. If the pilot tells you the RVR before it takes off, that means he is on the beginning of the runway. If the pilot is telling you after landing, he is maybe in the middle of the runway. So that's second position, third position, second position, third position. It's not a big issue. Okay, we go to the present weather. Details. H, hotel. H, present weather. details, cloud, amount, type, and height of base, units, or sky clear. Note, details of the means to describe the amount and type of cloud are in chapter, okay. You refer to those chapters when you have the manual. Maybe you have already the manual, and it's all right. Kavok. Note, Kavok, Kavok pronounced as Kavok, not Kavok. You don't say Kavok, Kavok. I hope present weather and cloud, it will give us example. Let me go further and see. It's not giving us. It's not giving us. Okay, present weather, you can say it's foggy. You can say it's cloudy. You can say it's Kavok, depending upon what it is. So cloud, amount, 3 octaves, you can say amount, type, cumulus, and height, 4,000 feet. Or sky clear, you can say. Cloud, amount, 2 octaves, or 1 octave, or 3 octaves, 4 octaves, or 9 octaves. Nadir, you can say 9 octaves, no problem. Huh? Nadir.
No, 9
octaves, cumulus.
octaves.
Huh?
It is 9. Yes, teacher, it is 9.
It's 9, but 9 octaves.
It is 9. 9. No, it
Niner
is
octaves.
9.
9 octaves cumulus. Okay, Rosie, can you correct it? Yared.
Teacher, there is no 9. It is almost
There
8.
is no 9er, yes.
There is 8.
Yes.
Yeah, 8.
8 is the
Yeah,
maximum.
it is.
You forgot about it.
8.
My gosh. My gosh.
No, we didn't forget.
My gosh. I was
By
trying to
the
keep
way,
you.
there are some people.
በጣም ነው የተሳካልኝ። አታለልኳችሁ። ምን ነው የምትጠብቁት? What are you waiting for? 9 octaves? My God. You have to catch me. There is no 9 octaves. It's 8 octaves. The maximum is 8 octaves. That means the sky is covered. You have to be alert. Be here, please. Be with me. We have only 30 minutes to go. Please be with me. If you are in class, concentrate here. Never mix with this mobile business and all the like. Please. You have spent a lot of money on it. You should not joke on that. Please listen strictly to what I'm saying. And if I go wrong, try to correct me. I am a human being. Okay, cloud. I there. Instead of H, I. Can you give me example, Yared? I. Cloud, type, amount, height, base, unit, all those things. Can you give me example? I. India. Okay, Rosie.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, explain. Give me example for I. India. Page 92. My God. Nadir,
Yes.
give me example.
I can give you.
Okay. Cloud. Cloud, give me the name of the cloud.
Okay. It is low cloud, stratus, stratus cloud, load cloud. Height it is 6,500 feet, 6,500 feet above the ground. The sky it is clear, or maybe you can say few. It's few.
Okay, Yared.
Two of 8.
Okay. Yared. India, please. India. We are talking about cloud. Amount, how much? Okay, I'll give you example again. Amount, 3 octets. You can't say up to 8. You can't say anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the maximum. That is the sky coverage. The whole sky is covered. Amount, 3 octets. Type, cumulus. Height, 3,000 feet. Or that is the alternate, or that's, you can choose sky clear if the sky is clear. Otherwise, you will give him this. Yes, Yared. Rosie,
Yes, teacher.
amount,
2
octets. Okay.
octets.
Yes,
There's
type,
no 2 octets.
there is. Why not? Why not? From 1 to 8, there is. Okay, 2 octets.
I think
Type,
I think it's
yes. What is it? Nadir.
yeah, teacher. We have seen it like 2 it is few, and 3 it is scattered. 5 it's broken. So 7 and 8 they are octets. We learned like that.
Yeah, but it says amount. So you
Yes.
have to give him in figures.
Yes.
It says amount. That is the scale. How much of the sky coverage? It says 2. Type, it will give you. Type. Rosina, what is the type?
Altocumulus.
Okay. The cumulus. Height,
Height 6,500 feet.
Altocumulus is
Middle cloud.
it's middle class.
Yeah.
Then why do you put it 6,500 there? It's above
6,000.
6,500.
We learned that middle cloud is from
It's in the middle
6,500
cloud.
up to 20. Yeah, 20,000 feet.
It's in the middle cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
It can
That's
be
very-
7,000 feet.
Well, depend. We are not that much accurate actually. We don't have the correct instruments around here. Anyway, whatever it is, from 0 to 6 to 3,000 or something, from 3,000 to 6,500, then 20,000 something. There is a classification. I understand. Okay. Juliet, Cavoke. You say Cavoke, not Cavoke. Aerodrome weather continued. Temperature minus. Dew point minus. That means hyphen. It's talking about the number. If you want to put the number, you put hyphen down there. Then you write the number. No problem. QNH. Quebec November Hotel. That is the altimeter setting, pressure setting. Quebec Foxtrot Echo. That is the altimeter setting again. That's pressure setting. Do you understand both? Rosie?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
You have learned it in meteorology, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
You have learned it.
Yes. Yes.
Nadir, you have learned it in meteorology. Nadir,
Yes, teacher, we learned. Yes, yes, teacher.
what is the difference between QNH and QFE?
I think pressure or the altimeter setting of the altimeter setting for the pressure. They use it to measure it, and it says like the aircraft is above the sea level. The QNH, it's above the sea level.
Which one?
QNH.
QNH. Okay. Quebec November Hotel. Okay. QFE?
Yes. Yeah.
How about QFE? Quebec Fox.
QFE. I'm not sure that one.
Oh, you are not sure. Okay, Rosie.
Yes, teacher.
No?
I forget, I think.
You don't understand it?
No, I forget. I think, as he said, it's above the sea level QNH. QFE.
And Quebec Foxtrot Echo? Okay, who uses Quebec November Hotel and Quebec Foxtrot? Okay, who uses the air traffic controller, the pilot, the dispatcher, or the passenger? Who is using this? Tell me. Ah. Okay, do you read me? I'll explain. Do you read me?
And Sparta.
Yes.
Yes.
The pilot uses it. Yes, the pilot uses the QNH, the QFE. Look, now, according to the meteorological situation of the time, the observer has already taken measurement of. He comes with pressure setting, pressure amount, the QNH, the QFE. The meteorological observer will come with these things. He will give it to the control tower. The meteorologist will give these things, the QNH, the QFE, to the control tower. The control tower gives it to the pilot. Now, when the pilot sets the given QNH, say 1025 millibars, that is what the tower gave him. When he sets 1025 millibars, it will show him the height above sea level. The height above sea level in the cockpit itself. አውሮፕላን ውስጥ ይታየዋል። ኬኤንኤች ሴት ሲያደርግ 1025 አውሮፕላን ውስጥ ይሄን ያህል ጫማ ከባህር በላይ ነው ይለዋል። It will show him the height, the altitude above sea level. When he sets the QFE, it will tell him the elevation of the airport. Say Bole Airport is 8,000 feet above sea level. When the QFE is set, say 1010 millibars, when the pilot sets 1010 millibars in the aircraft, he will see in the cockpit, in front of him, right there, in black and white, the elevation of the airport. If he goes to New York and sets the QFE there, New York, it will show him the elevation of New York. If he goes to Kilimanjaro, the tower gives him the QFE and sets it there, he will see the elevation of Kilimanjaro. Nadir, are you complete now? Complete information? Rosie.
Teacher, can you just QFE? I don't understand QFE.
QFE ይሰጠዋል። ለምሳሌ ፊገር ስጪኝ any ፊገር አንቺ 10 ምናምን 1023
1023
Okay,
1035
ለፓይለት ነኝ ሰጠሽኝ ፓይለት ነኝ አውሮፕላን ውስጥ ነው ያለው 1023 እዛ ኮክፒቴ ውስጥ አስተካክላለሁ ሳስተካክል እና ያለውበትን ሳይ አውሮፕላን ላይ 8000 ጫማ ላይ ነው ከሲ ሌቨል በላይ ብሎ ይነግረኛል እዛው ላይ ኮክፒት ውስጥ አሁን ክሊር ነው
Yeah, it's clear, teacher.
Supposing in a 1010 ሰጥሻለሁ KFE ሰጥሻለሁ pilot ነሽ Okay, you are in the cockpit.
Okay.
You are in the cockpit. Acknowledge ካላረግሽልኝ ሮዚ የምትሰሚ መሆንሽን አላውቅም
Okay.
1010 ሴት ስታደርጊ አውሮፕላን ውስጥ ነው ያለሽው QFE ሴት ስታደርጊ የኤርፖርቱን ኤሌቬሽን ነው የሚሰጥሽ ከሲ ሌቨል ምን ያህል ርቀት እንዳለው ኤርፖርቱ ምን ያህል ከፍታ ወደ ላይ 8000 ጫማ ነንኛ አዲስ አበባ በሙሉ ከፍ ያለ ነው ኬኔች ግን ሴት አፕ ካረግሽ ከሲ ሌቨል በላይ ያለው ነው በሙሉ የሚነግርሽ ስለዚህ ብዙ ጊዜ መሬት ላይ ከሆነ አንድ አውሮፕላን KFE እና KNH ዘሴም ነው የሚሆንበት ብዙ ጊዜ ካረገ ነው በኋላ ወደ ላይ የወጣ ሴት KNH የሚሰራው ብዙ ጊዜ አይተሽ እንደው ገባሽ መሬት ላይ ነው የሚቀረው በቃ መሬት KNH ግን እየወጣ በሄደ ቁጥር ፕሬሸሩ እየቀነሰ ይሄዳል አንቲቲዩድ ይጨምራል አይደለም እንዴ እንደዚህ ነው የተማራችሁት ሜትሮሎጂ አይደለም እንዴ በቃ ያንን ነው አፕላይ የሚያደርገው እኮ ያቺን የተማራችሁትን በተዘዋዋሪ ነው ያመጣው እዚህ ኮሙኒኬሽን ውስጥ በቃ aircraft type okay aircraft type reported icing okay aircraft type supposing 787 type Airbus or 737 or Lockheed. Any kind of, any aircraft type. It says aircraft type, November liner. So the Indian Mike Charasanal, November liner, aircraft type. Boeing 737. A crash at the rego, I net malatino. Dobra Zayt, crash at the go. 737 reported icing condition. Icing, ice. Barado Kumpula Namale Katagara, Adagalo. Silla report to Number on the Ziana. Turbulence in cloud, area, time. እነዚህ ሪፖርት አውሮፕላኑ ነው ሪፖርት የሚያደርገው በሮ የመጣ አውሮፕላን እንዲህ አይነት ቦታ ተርቢለንስ አለ እንዲህ አይነት ክላውድ አለ ሲቪ አለ ታይሙ በዚህ ሰዓት እንዲህ አይነት ሶሪ በእንዲህ አይነት ሰዓት አጋጥሞኛል ይሄ ፍላይት ኮንዲሽን አለ ብሎ ሪፖርት ያደርጋል that's flight reporting weather broadcast clear ነው ወይ ያለፈው hello hello Yared Rosie, do you read me? Rosie. Any station reading? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is aviation communication. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you read me? Rosie.
Yes, teacher, yes.
Why don't you answer me if you read me?
አይ በመሃል ወጥቶብኝ ነው እንትን ያሬድ ኢንተርኔት አስቸግሮት ወጥቷልና አስቸገረኝ አለኝ ያሬድም ወጥቷል መሰለኝ አይ ኢንተርኔት አስቸገራቸው ዋይፋይ
ኢንተርኔት ኦኬ
በመሃል እየወጣፍ
የሚያሳዝን ትምህርታችንን አበላሸብን Anyway, we have 10 minutes. ታዲያ እንዴት ይሻላል? አንቺ ብቻ ነሽ። ሁለቱም አይሰሙ፣ ናግሪም አይሰሙ።
እሱም ወጥቷል መሰለኝ።
አዎ የለ ሁለቱም ወጥተዋል። ሁለቱም ወጥተዋል። Oh boy. Anyway, እስከዛ ድረስ እስቲ ካንቺ ጋር ይሄ ኖቬምበር ይታይሻል ኤን እና አንድ አውሮፕላን በሮ ሲመጣ ሪፖርት ያደርጋል ወይም ሰማይ ላይ ያለ ሪፖርት ያደርጋል እንዲህ አይነት ቦታ ነኝ እኔ በደሴና በመቀሌ መካከል ነው ያለሁት አሁን እየበረርኩ ነው አይሲንግ አለ ኃይለኛ አይሲንግ ተርቡላንስም አለ ክላውዱ ይሄ ነው ብሎ ይነግረናል ያቺ ሪፖርት ቀበልና ለሚቴዎሮሎጂስቱ ነግረዋለሁ ታችላለሁ አንዳንዴ አይታያቸውም ታቻሉት ከየት ያመጣሉ ሬዳር ከሌላቸው በስተቀር ወይ ሬዳር ከሌላቸው በስተቀር ስለዚህ ለሚቀጥለው ፍላይት የሚቀጥል ሌላ ቴክ ኦፍ ወደዛ የሚሄድ ፍላይት ካለ ወይም በዛ በኩል የሚመጣ ፍላይት ካለ እኔ እነግራለሁ ተቀብያለሁ እና ኢንፎርሜሽን እኔ ማለት ኮንትሮለሩ ነኝ ዲስፓቸር ውስጥ አይገባም አክቹአሊ እንድታውቂው ነው ዲስፓቸር እና ማለት ኮንትሮለር እና ፓይለቶቹ ምን እንደሚያደርጉ ዲስፓቸር ማወቅ አለበት የሚል አስተሳሰብ ስላለ ነው እንጂ ይሄ ሁሉ ምንማረው ዲስፓቸር አፕላይ ያደርጋል ማለት አይደለም On KNHQFE, you cannot apply. But you have to know the knowledge መኖር አለበት። አንድ ፓይለት KNH ሴት አድርጌ እንደዚህ ያደረኩ ምናምን ብሎ ትንሽ አንደርስታንድ እንድታረጊ ባላገር እንዳትሆኚ ለነገሩ አዲስ እንዳትሆኚ ነው። አብዛኛውን እዚህ የምናየው ስራ የሚሰራው between controller and the flight ነው። ክሊር ነው ሮዚ?
Yes, clear ነው።
አሁን የተርቢላንስ ምናምን ለምሳሌ የታች የምታየው ኖቬምበር አንቺ የታየዋለሽ አታየው ፍላይት ነው የሚያየው ብዙ ጊዜ ወይም ደግሞ መሬት ሆኖ እንትኑ ማን ነው እሱ ኦብዘርቨሩ ሪፖርት ሲያደርግልሽ ነው ኦር መሬት ሆነሽ ደግሞ ሬዳር ካለሽ በጣም ጥሩ ነው በሬዳር ጥሩ ነው but ሬዳር ያላቸው በጣም ጥቂት ስቴሽኖች ናቸው it's very expensive ውድ ስለሆነ ያን ማለት ነው Okay, next page 94 ምን ይላል? Transmissions by radio telephone. Sorry. Transmissions by radio telephone shall be as natural, short and concise as practicable, consistent with clarity. በተቻለ መጠን ስትናገሪ አርቲፊሻል መሆን የለበትም። ያቺ የተናገርሻት ሌላ ጊዜ የምትናገሪያት በተፈጥሮ አንቺ ጋር ያለው በተፈጥሮ በቃ ስላንግ ምናምን የሌለበት በተፈጥሮ ያቺን ነው ናቹራል የሆነ ሾርት መሆን አለበት ኮንሳይስ መሆን አለበት አጠር ብላ የምትጣፍጥ ክላሪቲ ክሊር መሆን አለበት የሚሰማ መሆን አለበት Rate of speech on radio telephone broadcast shall not exceed 100 words per minute. በምንም አይነት ዘዴ ከመቶ ወርድ በላይ መሆን የለበትም ነው saying ነው ምንም የምትለኪበት መሳሪያ የለሽም የታወቀ ነው 100 words per minute መሆኑን በኪስሽ ይዘሽ የምትሄጂው መሳሪያ የለሽም አባባሉ ነው ፈተና ላይ ቢመጣ አዲስ እንዳትሆኚ 100 words per minute ነው ናቹራል ከሆነ usually 100 words per minute ነው ናቹራል ከሆነ ሮዚ ገብቶሻል
ያ ክሊር
ቅድም እንዳነበብሽው አንቺ አሁን ናቹራል ነው የቅድሙ አንቺ ንባብ ናዲር ዌልካም ናዲር
Yes, teacher, there was a connection problem, so I was.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I understand. No problem. Quiz, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, we are on page 94, Nadir.
Okay, teacher. Okay.
Your transmission should be as natural as possible, no artificial. Has to be short and concise and has to be clear. That's all. Short, sweet, clear. Finished. No, ማለት አይባልም እነዚህ ነገሮች you have to get rid of these words በጣም መጥፎ ናቸው ኮሙኒኬሽን ላይ አይሰራ ታይም የለሽም especially when you go to Europe London Frankfurt they don't have time to treat these things ማለት slang gonna do wanna do no they are not acceptable nobody will accept you in Europe ቀርቷል በቃ rate of speech Nadir, especially, you are very fast. You have to be 100 words per minute. Acceptable range.
Okay.
Not very slow, not very speedy. Between them, okay? Can you read for me now on page 94? Read
Yes,
for
I
me.
can. Okay. Whether broadcasting transmissions by radio telephone shall be as natural, short and concise as practicable, consistent with clarity. Rate of speech on radio telephone broadcast shall not exceed 100 words per minute.
You are very, very, very fast. Nadir, you are very fast. You are very fast. Okay, Rosina, can you show him how to read?
Okay. Whether broadcast transmissions by radio telephone shall be as natural, short and concise as practicable, consistent with clarity. Rate of speech on radio telephone broadcast shall not exceed 100 words per minute.
You see? Okay?
Yes.
That's beautiful. This will avoid, say again, full of confusion. Why do you read now and again, now and then? No. It will confuse the whole thing. Flights controllers, they don't have time to repeat every message, every word. They don't have time. So 100 words, there is no instrument, I know. 100 words per minute. There is no instrument to measure that. I cannot measure as an instructor. I cannot measure. I don't have the instrument, but we can guess. And if in the examination or in the test comes, what is the rate of speech? It's 100 words per minute. Okay? So that's all for today, Nadir. I'm sorry. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
በትምህርት ከፍ ብሎ መብረር ይቻላል። ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ከከፍተኛ ትምህርት አግባብነትና ጥራት ኤጀንሲ ሙሉ ዕውቅናን ባገኘንባቸው በማስተርስ ዲግሪ ኤምቢኤ በስትራቴጂክ ማኔጅመንት፣ ኤምቢኤ በባንኪንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ ኤምቢኤ በቢዝነስ ሊደርሺፕ፣ ኤምቢኤ በሪስክና ኢንሹራንስ፣ ኤምኤስሲ በኢንተርናሽናል ትሬድ እና ኢኮኖሚክስ ዘርፎች በእውቀት ለመቅረጽ የበቁ ፕሮፌሰሮቻችን አረንጓዴ መብራታቸውን አብርተዋል። በነገራችን ላይ በኬንያ ሀገር ከሚገኙ ስመጥር ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች በሚመጡ ፕሮፌሰሮች የትኩረት መስክ ትምህርቶቹ መሰጠታቸው ልዩ ያደርገናል። በምርጥ የትምህርት ስርዓት የተገነባው ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ በመጀመሪያ ዲግሪ በአቪዬሽን ማኔጅመንት፣ በሆቴል ማኔጅመንት፣ በአካውንቲንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ በማርኬቲንግ ማኔጅመንት አስተማማኝ ትምህርት ይገቢውና ራስዎንና ሀገሮን ይለውጡ። አድራሻ 22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።